Well, good morning, everybody. It is definitely a blustery day outside. Very warm, but very blustery. I hope you're able to join me this morning, and if not, I hope you're able to join me on the replay. This is our weekly challenge hour live, where I go over the challenge that I posted in my Ashley Scrappy VIP group, and it's on you'll have to look for it in the description so you can join it. And every Wednesday morning I go on live and just walk through that challenge. So if you're stumped or whatever, you can, follow along with me. I'm just making sure I made it on. Looks like I am. And as always, my screen looks completely different. Whoops. As it does on my tablet. So hopefully I fixed it. I'm watching my computer to make sure I'm still in frame. Oh goodness. Yeah. Technology is so fun sometimes. I don't know why it looks so different from up here on my tablet to my computer, so I just like to make sure I'm within the frame. I think that's good enough. So yes, like I said, welcome. If you're on, say hello. That way I know you made it. I'm just double checking a few things here to make sure I'm good. Awesome. Okay, so today we are going to be walking through our sketch here. And again, this is posted, the original challenge is posted every Friday morning. In my Ashley Scrappy VIPs, and then the following Wednesday I walk through it, so you can just kind of see how I did it. We're doing the challenge number 2 from the July virtual crop. I am catching up, so we're working on it. So I figured I'd make these challenges. So in the meantime, while I'm going over announcement stuff, if you want to grab, your circle cutter, I am going to use one of each because there is a 2-inch circle on this, and this only goes down to 3. So I did grab my medium circle in my trio and my blue blade, so I could do that 2-inch circle, and then I'm going to use this for the other 2, just so I can demonstrate both, so you guys can kind of see what I do with that. So make sure you grab those. I am using some vellum today. You don't have to, and just some paper and cardstock. So while I'm going over my announcements, I figured you could run around and grab what you need. Let me pull those up here. I was kind of prepared today, and then it's funny because I was telling myself, Ashley, you must be getting pretty comfortable at lives because you're not panicking anymore like an hour before. Now I'm like looking at the clock, I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta go live. So it's a good and bad thing. It's a double-edged sword. But just so you guys know what's coming up, let me move some things around here. I do it this way now so I don't have to print something every time. My Dear Widows No Frills Crop Weekend, the deadline to sign up for that is a week from tomorrow, so November 8th. Just so I know what I need and how many tables I need and all that. Make sure you go to the events page. I think I've shared it. I'll share it again this week. I need to get events out there more. And register for that. There's a link on there. I need you to register. That way I know you're coming. It is $10 just so it solidifies your spot and it helps me cover the venue we're at. And that is Friday, November 15 from 6 to 10. Or I think it's 5 to 10. Sorry, I mix that up all the time. It's from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then Saturday, November 16th from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's where I get the 6. So yes. So it's no frills, meaning I don't do meals, but I will have some snacks, and you're welcome to bring a snack to share as well. During that same time, I'm doing my Dear Widows craft hunt, meaning people who aren't part of the crop, and you're welcome to do this too, can come in. It's like an open house. And just do a craft. So I'll have everything from cards to paper albums to, whatever, page kits. That way people can just try their hand at different projects. And they'll range like anywhere from like $2 to up to $10. So people can pick their project based on their budget or whatever. I think I'll even have a free project there for them to do. We'll see what I come up with. And then I also am pondering doing what's called a project recipe buffet for all you experienced croppers, where you kind of pick your project recipe and you get a whole little kit for like $10, but you build your own kit. So we'll see how prepared I get by then. We'll see how that goes, but definitely invite your friends. I would love to get to know people and just build my circle a little bit more. So I'm also doing Christmas card making in cocoa on November 30th. That's Small Business Saturday, from 10 to 2 at the Pier Ludington, and that is where the port used to be, and then before that Beer Camp Market. And in there they have like, I was in there this last weekend, or I guess, yeah, it was this last weekend for the trick-or-treating downtown thing, and they have a nice little space in there. So there's Humanity, there's Britters, which is like a bakery, there's like candle making, stuff like that. So, and I think they're going to have the smoothies and crepe place going, I hope, by the time we do this, so that way there's some more options. But you can come and make some Christmas cards, and just get ready for the holidays, you know, roll in Small Business Saturday in a fun, meaningful way. So bring your friends to that too. Scrappy Winter Camp. You all have been asking about this, and I finally have my details hashed out. It's going to be January 4th. It's going to start on a Saturday through March 9. And that's what ends on a Sunday. That's when I do my final drawings and stuff. There's 30 challenges. You get your own Facebook group. It's just for you if you pay and sign up. It's $45 for the whole winter getaway. I'm doing a getaway theme for this one, so I'm pretty excited. I'm like, I don't want to give too much away, but we're going to do passport stamps instead of badges. So summer we did summer camp badges. Now we're going to do passport stamps. So I'm really excited, and I'm getting all giddy about it. And I was like, I'm not going to put too much into this, and then now it's turning into a lot. But I'm really happy about it, and I'm really excited. So make sure you check out my posts about that and sign up for that by December 15. That way I can get you all your goodies, hopefully before Christmas. I would love to get that all off my plate by then, so we'll see. Here's just some more events coming up. I've already talked about most of those. November 18th, I'll do my Scrap Together Live. That's going to be on a Wednesday evening at 7. I'm leaning towards doing an 8x8 recipe that night, so we're going to see. I think if, you know, you want to do an 8x8 album for someone for Christmas, this might be a great class to join. It's totally free. It works just like this one, where I take an hour, hour and a half or so, and we walk through project recipe or something together, but it's in the evening, so 7 p.m. Wednesday, November, oh, you know what, I think it is November 20th. I have the wrong date on there. It's actually supposed to be the 20th. I just realized that's wrong. So it's a Wednesday, not a Sunday. So I probably had Sunday on the brain because of the weekend before that. Okay, actually it would be Monday, actually. So it's actually on a Wednesday. And then these are talked about. I do a virtual VIP open house. Just for my VIPs. These are all my ride or die customers, and that's only going to be an Ashley Scrappy VIP group, just because I want to honor those people that have supported me this year with some deals and some giveaways and some fun stuff like that. I'm going to come up with some cool stuff to do, so it'll be a good time. And January 4th, we already talked about Scrappy Winter Camp. Also, CM is offering, this is really small, I just realized, a pick an album deal right now. So if you spend $100, I don't know if I can make that bigger, that's a bummer. You can pick out an album for free. It's one of these exclusive ones, and you can do up to 5 per order. So, and these are also a preview into the Black Friday deals. So you want to check those out, and maybe you want to get one of these to maybe see what the Black Friday deals are. And once you get your supplies, you can make an album out of it. So there's a bakery one, like a baking one, wreath. There's like 100 years, or sorry, oh my gosh, 10-year anniversary for CM. They're not 100 years yet. And a snowflake one, which is really cool. So snowflake one I hear is hot, and I think that baking one is too. So if you want any of those, hop on, put in an order that qualifies, and it will prompt you to pick one or more if you have, you know, more than $100. So, or if you hit, you know, 200 to get to 303 and so on. Okay, so hopefully you guys have your supplies. Just double checking things. Okay, so like I said, we're working on this sketch right here. Sorry, I have a creaky chair if you hear it. So I am using the circle cutter and a medium circle. Here's my pictures. We didn't stay at the Polynesian in Disney, but we did go visit it. We had a reservation at Ohana one day, and so we walked around it and checked it out. And so of course I took pictures. And so I don't know if you guys know Rita and Janet, but they made it to Polynesian, so I got their picture there. I don't know where Rita and Janet are. I think they're still packed. I'm gonna have to dig them out still. I'm still packed, like, partially from a crop a couple weeks ago, which is horrible because I usually am unpacked by now, and I'm still just digging stuff out. So those are the pictures I'm working on. I am using Vellum from the Autumn Cottage collection. And I'm getting more and more comfortable with Vellum. I actually love Vellum. I only have this little strip of blue, and I'm hoping I can make it work, but we'll see. Otherwise, I have this one from the Serene Waters collection that I'll use instead. And then I have a piece of goldenrod here that will match my papers. And then this is a retired pack. It's the Pineapple and Palms paper pack. So, and then I'll be embellishing with some Tropic Times. So we have some Tropic Times embellishments. I think these are still available, the Tropic Times, but I don't know if any of this other stuff is. I'll have to double check if you're interested. But okay, so I'm literally going to start by chopping this paper up. So as you can see in our sketch, we have this like half frame thing going on, and then we have like a piece in the middle here. So my goldenrod's going to be the piece in between to kind of offset, and then the leaves are going to be my background, and then that piece on top is going to be this one right here. So I am going to literally cut this page up so I can make it work for the whole thing. And now in my brain it works. We'll see how disastrous this is, but it should be okay. So I'm going to move some things out of the way here, put them in safety, pull out my trimmer. Okay, so hopefully you can learn some techniques today too for me, but we will see what happens, right? Okay, so that middle piece here is a 10 by 11, meaning it's 10 across and 11 long. So 10 this way, 11 this way. So I need to strategically cut something out of the middle, but that still gives me a wide enough frame. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is building this page on another piece of paper. So goldenrod is hard to come by at the moment, but I think I might still end up building on the goldenrod. We're going to see. We're going to see what happens here. So, sorry, my phone is dinging. So yeah, we're along for this ride together. We'll see how this goes. So to begin, I think I'm just going to cut out a 10 by 11 piece because that'll still leave me a wide enough frame to build on. So maybe I want to build on the frame. I don't know. We're in this together, right? So I am going to start by doing that though. I'm going to make sure this goes the way I want it to. Ooh, which way do I want this to go? Sometimes I'll do this number to see how it's going to look. I don't want to go this way. I think I want it to go the long way. Yeah, I think I want it to go this way. So I'm going to cut, I'm just going to leave it the way I want to cut, a 10 by 11. So to do that, we're going to want to leave a frame of sorts. So it's going to be 10 wide, meaning we're going to cut, no, we're just going to do it this way. I was going to get strategic and do math, but why guess, right? So we're going to cut at 10. Because our frame isn't going to be as wide as 2 inches based on, you know, that other layer underneath that's going to help cover things. So, but we also want to make sure we only go down to the 11, right? I think so. Yes, because our page actually has to be 11. So to do that, we're going to keep an eye on our little white marks on the side. I don't know if you noticed, there's a little white mark there. That lands right on the measurement you need. So I'm going to slowly make sure I'm at 10. Perfect. Cut down just to 11. And I'm kind of looking at the side here. Looks like I'm at 11. And another tip is that CM made this case 2 inches. So if you see you're landing on the front here at 12, you know you're at 11 at the cut. So I learned that little tip this summer. It looks so narrow, it scares me. Okay. I'm actually going to go, I think I'm going to do the other side first. Scary. Okay. Am I doing this right? This is probably going to be the day I screw up. That's going to be hilarious. Shoot, you know, I think I messed that up. That's okay. We're going to make this a 10 by 11 still. And then I am just going to, yeah, it's fine. I'm going to get a different piece of paper. We're good. I'm going to cut all the way through. So disregard everything I just said. So, because this is going to end up being 10 anyways this way. So yes, my frame's already destroyed. That's okay. I am not a math girl. I have said this before, and that's okay. If you're not a math girl too, holler at me, because I can write stuff all day long, but I can't crunch numbers. So there you go. This is our 10 by 11. It looks kind of crooked. What did I do here? Oh, you know, I don't think I have my arm out all the way. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Okay. I am going to cut again to even this up. I was like, why isn't this even? Goodness. All right. Good enough. All right. So rather than do this frame, I'm going to figure out another piece of paper in the meantime. No worries. So our next layer is going to be the goldenrod, but now I'm going to think maybe I want to do this differently now. It's also important to have your arm all the way out because that's why mine was crooked. Okay, let me pull out my paper here quick. You guys are going to see the behind the scenes of Ashley's craziness. I put all my paper in like these things. So this is like tropical stuff and beach stuff, which is what I'm going for with the Polynesian, obviously. So let's see what I have in here. It'd be nice if I had like palm leaves. That's what I was gonna use, was palm leaves, but obviously that plan went out the window. You know, it's funny because I had it in my head. I was like, oh, I know what I'm gonna do. And then I go to do it and I'm like, oops, I messed that up hardcore. Actually, this is kind of cute too. Hold on a second. Could do that. I don't know if goldenrod's appropriate anymore, but we'll see. I think I'm gonna use these cute flowers because that screams Polynesian to me as well. I mean, I could also like turn it around, but that's more palm leaves. That's interesting. I could do this way too. This is the part where I get my pictures and I kind of lay it out and see my thoughts on that. So we could do that. Or we can do that. I like the pop of the flowers, but I'm wondering if it's too much. I kind of like the subtlety of this guy. Well, it's good to have more options than, you know, I needed, but I might just do that. So one thing you're going to learn with me is that improvising's okay in scrapbooking, because I have done this before where I miscut something because my brain isn't crunching numbers correctly. So rather than cutting at the 2-inch there to save paper, I probably should have cut it 1 and 1. So thinking back, I'm like, oh, that's what I should have done. So as I was saying, I'm getting comfortable with lives. And this is probably why. So I think we're going to do something like that is what we're going to do. Perfect. Okay. And I'm pondering, do I want to use... See, that yellow still pops because of this, I feel. So I might keep the yellow. I actually like the yellow. I'm going to keep the yellow. Okay, so back to this. The yellow, or the piece between, is going to be 10.5 by 11.25. So, once again, I'm going to make sure I use my arm and extend it all the way. All the way up. Yeah. That was my bad for sure. Okay, so we're going to 10.5. And I could gut this paper as well because honestly there's only a sliver showing. But I think given my track record today, we're just going to go full on, you know, sheet of paper. We're going 11 1/4, 11 1/4. All right. Set this aside for a moment. I think that'll work out just fine. In fact, I think I like that more because the colors are better. Yeah, my original thought, now that it's toasted, was to have this as my frame, which would have been really cool too. I like the dark green of the palm leaves, but I really like this turquoise, or not turquoise, this teal look too. So I think we're gonna be okay. I can get on board with this, no problem. So as I was saying, mistakes happen in scrapbooking. It's all good. So I could also pull this number, but I really like that lighter color better for this side. All right, so I need to find my tape runner. Now, I love the pineapple and palms. This came out a few years ago, I feel, and it was an advisor exclusive. But I didn't get very much because at the time I wasn't like, we hadn't gone to Disney at all, let alone like twice now. And I hadn't been like anywhere tropical except like mission trips and stuff like that, which I wasn't really scrapping. So I didn't really buy a whole lot of it. So I didn't have a lot in my stash. But now I look back, I'm like, oh, why didn't I get more? I need it all the time. What happened here? The tape running ate itself. That's weird. Oh, I see. Yeah, it just ran out. Okay. No problem. I have another one. Somewhere. There it is. Always be prepared. Okay. Now, I don't know if direction really matters here. I think I still love those flowers and bummed I'm not using them. It's okay. I'm not going to try to gut paper again. At least not in this project. Maybe next time. That's the thing too. If you make a mistake, get back right on the horse. Like, I know right now I'm kind of timid to gut paper, but it's okay. The next project, I'm not going to walk away from it forever. I will make sure I gut it again. But it's a little tip I use to save paper is by gutting it, you know, and matting photos on it. And I could do that here. In fact, I was going to gut my one paper, but that's okay. Got thrown off by the mistake I made before, so no problem. Alright, so these aren't necessarily matted photos either. I was going to mat my photos, but I don't think I really need to here. I think it's okay, because I'm also going to add circles. So that's what we got so far. So now on our sketch, we have different shaped circles. Hopefully you can see that okay. There's a 2-inch circle, a 4-inch circle, and a 3-inch circle. Now, as I was saying, the circle cutter I love because you can do a wide range of sizes without having to guess, you know, what circle do I need and what blade do I need? So that's why I love it. But it only goes down to 3 inches, not 2. Whereas this one goes down to 2. So, excuse me. In fact, the trio circle patterns can go all the way down to 1 inch, I believe, with a smaller circle middle. So, in case you need something smaller, that is a good investment to make. But I love my circle cutter because, one, it's very versatile. I can use it for all kinds of sizes, and you can put a pen on the other side and draw circles, which I've done before as well. So we're going to start, I think, with a 2-inch circle. Now, I really want to use this color because I like it, but maybe it's going to clash now. See, everything's going to change now. That's funny because I had to change paper. So now I'm rethinking a few things. I like this. I just need different colors of vellum here. I also have red. I'm trying to base circles on these cool lamp things that were in the lobby, like these bubble lamps. They're like see-through-ish, so I was like, oh, that would be really cool to do, you know, with this. So I did a green with the green, we have a yellow, and then there's like more of a blue. But I could do an orange, and I think that would be fine too. The other blue option I had was the one I stole from Serene Waters. I mean, that could be fine, but I think I do like the red more, or the orange, I think this is. So, I don't really care which size each of them are, I don't think. I think I'm going to do my smallest one in yellow. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. Had to shift some gears there, and that's okay. So, to do our 2-inch circle, we're going to use the middle of our medium circle in our trio. And I like to squish this as far into a corner as I can to help save paper without the blade going off of the paper. So what I might do is I'll test by putting my blade in the track, and I'll look down a little bit. I'm like, okay, that's still good there. So then I know how to cut. Now the reason I know to use my blue blade and know what size this is going to be is because my circles came with this guide. And I don't know how well you can see this, but I know the medium circle in the middle, and the blue line here, it says 2 inches. So I know the middle of the blue, you know, of this circle, and you can tell what size it is by putting it there, is 2 inches as long as I use the blue blade. So that's what we're going to do. And then, yeah, like I said, it goes all the way down to 1 inch. If you use the smallest circle with the blue blade in the middle. So these are really cool because hopefully you kept your guide if you have these. If not, reach out to customer service and I'm sure they can hook you up somehow. You might have to pay a little something, but they'll hook you up. This is very good to have, one, because you can also look at like a picture and be like, oh, I want to cut this guy out. What size am I going to need? And if I put, you know, my little lines on here, I'm like, oh, I need the 2 inch, you know, the circle with my blue blade. That would be perfect, or I could go a little bigger and use my red blade. So this guide is very handy. You want to make sure you hang on to those. Don't throw them away or cut them apart. Okay, so like I said, we're going to cut our 2-inch circle, utilizing as much of our vellum. Oh no, I moved. I didn't hold it tight enough. I am like striking out a lot today. That's okay. I must be tired. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm distracted today. Okay, hold it very tightly. Vellum is trickier too, I'm finding, but it can be done. Perfect. Okay, so that one worked out better. I just need to push down harder. That's okay, I'll still use that somehow. Okay, so there's our 2-inch circle. It looks so small, it's funny. And now I'm done with my circle guide here and my blade, because now I'm going to use my circle cutter. So the next circle I need is our largest one at 4. And I think I'm going to go green. Ooh. You know, I'm going to go orange, because I like the green better down in the corner here, I think. So you're going to get your circle cutter, and you're going to find the 4-inch mark. And this side, the white numbers on your circle cutter are for cutting. The black numbers are for drawing. So, and there's like a little pen, then black at the top here that tells you, and there's like a little, you can see the little blade. I was like, is that a camera? But no, it's a blade. You're going to line up your line at the 4 inches, because that's the size circle you want. And you're going to tighten down this little guy right here. Now your blade's going to come out right here, but it's not going to come out unless you push this white button, then it'll come out. So what I like to do is line it up first. And I did draw little lines on the side of my cutter here. You kind of see them, I think. There's one right here too. That way I knew exactly where my blade was coming out. So when I do a practice swoop, you know, again, to save paper, I know where the blade's actually going to hit. And if I don't push that button down and don't press down, no blade is going to go down yet. It's like a lawnmower. You have to put your blades down in order to cut. So I'm not cutting yet. See, it's going to go off a little bit there. Just want to make sure I'm super safe, staying on my vellum all the way around. Might be a little close still there. And you definitely want to be more safe than sorry here. So, all right. So now I'm going to push down everything. And this can be tricky the first few times you use it. Now that I've used my circle cutter enough, I love it. Vellum is tougher, so you gotta go over it a couple times if you're doing vellum. Eek, is that working? Yes, it is. I'm just not seeing it. And that's the thing too, before I move anything, I go around and I make sure I got a cut on all sides before I shift anything. And vellum is definitely trickier. Like now that I've used it with a circle cutter, it's a little tougher and it's harder to tell if it's cutting it. It almost looks like it's just creasing it, but it is cutting it. So it looks like I'm good. And there's my circle. Cut perfectly fine. So that's gonna go in this area. All right. And now we're gonna go green, yay. Not go green, I'm a Michigan fan, but we're a house divided in our household. He's a state, I'm a Michigan. Last weekend was rough for him. I was happy. But, all right. So now we're going to do 3 inches. This is going to go all the way down because 3 inches is our smallest circle we can do on here. Now you want to make sure your button is turned out, because if your button is turned in, it's going to end before the 3 inches you're going to run into your button. So make sure it's turned and tighten down all the way at the end. So it's, mine looks like it's a little beyond 3. I don't care, so it's okay. If you'd rather use your circle patterns for this, that's fine too. So I just wanted to demonstrate both in this instance. Okay, so now we're gonna do our 3 inch. Again, I'm gonna judge this by moving it around, making sure I'm gonna stay on the page for my whole cut. Looks like I'm good. So I'm gonna hold down pretty hard with one hand while I push down and push the button with the other hand. It does take some getting used to with the circle cutter. And this is our smallest circle, so it's hard to see if I cut okay. Shift around and look. So I can go a little harder on this side. Of course, right under where my hand is, so I think I shifted a little bit. I might use my scissors a little bit to cut the rest of that out. That's not a problem. And then worst comes to worst, just cut it out by hand. Just take your time. I accidentally moved, so I am going to use my, rather than try to go over it and guess, I'm going to use my scissors. And it's going to be kind of a different looking circle. It's got a little jagged on the end there. I'll just hide that underneath the photo. It's no big deal. Okay, so now I'm done with all my circles, thank goodness. Too funny. I'm going to set my circle cutter away here. Perfect. All right. So now we are going to glue down our circles. And I'm going to leave my photos kind of in place so I can kind of see placement of these a little bit. You are going to want a Vellum tape runner, which CM does sell. And I get to pull it out now and then. I've pulled it out more often than not lately, which is great. And I love this. This is one of the better Vellum tape runners I've ever used, just because it actually hides it pretty well. I'm shocked how well the Vellum hides. The only time I've noticed Vellum shows up is if you're putting the glue or the adhesive under your Vellum on top of a photo. So the Vellum would show up really clearly here on top of your photo. Now on the page, it doesn't show up at all. So just a heads up if you're using it. It's the only time I've run into it, but again, it was still pretty hidden for me. So yeah, I really do like this Vellum. I've used quite a few different Vellum tape runners, and this one is by far superior in my opinion. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a CM rep. It is literally the best one I've used. Now, if you know a better one, let me know and I will happily test it. Just because Vellum is so tricky, and I love to give people, you know, options to use. So let me know what you use if you use a certain adhesive for Vellum that's not CM. So, but I really think it's superior, honestly. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead, and you don't have to put your circles exactly like the sketch. You don't have to do anything the sketch is telling you. Like my photos are probably a different size. In fact, I'm supposed to trim this one up, but I don't know if I need to. So I'm probably not going to. These are also not 4x6, which is why I don't feel like I need to trim my photo up on the top, because these are shorter. I use a different size photo than 4x6 when I print them. So I tend to use the true digital setting on Walgreens. So I tend to have smaller photos. So I never have a 4x6 unless it's by a professional camera or a different kind of phone or something. So yeah, so just know my photos are going to look different. If you're doing yours different, that's great too. So just do what works for you in your photos, in your page, in your memories. All right, so I'm going to first kind of lay these around to get them the way I want them, to make sure I like how they look. And then I will adhere them down a little bit. Now it looks like they kind of cut off their circle here, but I don't know if I want to do that necessarily. I want to leave it whole. Okay, I think that looks good. I like how it plays with these circles in my picture. So I'm going to start by putting some Vellum on here. Now again, if you want to get strategic and hide your adhesive, that's fine too. It looks like we are going to put some embellishments on top of our circles as well. But again, this tape runner, I see no tape there. I put tape right there. There's no tape there. So I really like it. Again, now if I were putting this on top of the photo, it would show. And then I would have to strategically put an embellishment on top of that. So just, you know, check it out before you try too hard. Or like glue it down permanently. And maybe just do a double take on your adhesive and see if it's something you're going to be okay with. Oops, it does get stickier. It is by nature a stickier Vellum, or stickier adhesive. So definitely watch that as well. Okay, and it's kind of here. And here. Again, my tape has disappeared. It's wonderful. I love it. Okay. And lastly, we got our green. Probably shouldn't be doing this on top of my photos, but that's how I roll sometimes. Okay. And this is definitely photo safe. Everything CM makes is photo safe unless they indicate it's not, which I don't know if they ever have, to be honest. Just because that's what industry they're in, is photo safety. Preserving memories, you know. Okay. Now I think I'm going to stick my photos down. I'm not going to use Vellum for that. I'm going to save my Vellum tape runner for future Vellum projects. But again, I don't see any, give you guys a little closer look here. I really don't see the tape under any of these anymore. It's like disappeared. So it's kind of dark, I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't know if you hear the wind whipping out there. It's whipping. I'm upstairs, so you know, it's a little unnerving, but it's okay. Okay. I think we had it like that. Excellent. I had this over here. Alrighty. Okay. Now this page is coming together pretty quickly, even considering me messing up the whole first section there. But it's okay. You learn to jump back on the horse and you keep going. So, and trust me, I have plenty of paper, so even to find another sheet was no problem. Alright, and in fact, I like this paper more because it plays with these colors more, whereas if I use that green palm one, while I liked it, it was very dark. It does bring out more of the darker green, so, you know, depending on what you use, it's going to bring out different colors. So it's another reason to, you know, consider the paper you're using and the colors you're using. So just to show you, different things do different things, right? Okay. So now, I realize I don't have a circle to journal on. That's going to be interesting. Maybe I'll have to cut another circle just on paper. That way I can journal. Actually, I have these awesome little palm leaves with journals in them. Also a pineapple. You know, I'm going to journal on one of those, I think. How cute is that? Oh my gosh. Okay. Love it. So the Tropic Time, I think most of these are from Tropic Time. There might be some mixed in from other collections. Like this might be from my Porta Vallarta collection that I got. I think the rest of these are from Tropic Time. So I just kind of mix my tropical stuff because I don't have a lot. So, but Tropic Time's really cool. It has like this, I don't know if you can see it. It's like a raised embossing almost on the edge of this leaf here. So I really like it. I like that CM plays with different options for things like that. So yeah, I have some leaves here. This is kind of cute. I like the we're staying, even though that's not where we stayed. But we wanted to stay there when we went there. We're like, yeah, we would never be able to afford Polynesian, but we definitely toured it a little bit when we went for our dining reservation, because, you know, when you're there, you have to look around, right? So I'm just going to play with these embellishments a little bit. I'll probably journal a little bit more. I have these cute little bedazzlers, if you will, to add to my page. So usually this is the point where I kind of let you guys go. So you can go, you know, finish up your pages or go back to work or whatever you're doing. But then I will post the completed project, completed page, if you will, later on when I'm done with it. So thanks for watching. Thanks for bearing with me through my mistake there in the beginning. But hopefully you guys have an awesome page when you're all done. And you can show me. Oh, this is a Tropic Time pack. I didn't show you guys that. It has really cool things in it. Like I said, it has those kind of embossed feels to it. Oh, that sun is from this. That's cool. So yeah, I really like this pack for Florida so far that we're doing. But yeah, make sure you guys share your completed page on my Ashley Scrappy VIP challenge post. It's in the featured section. So every week I go in there and pin that to featured so you can find it. And if you pin it, or if you post it by 11:59 tomorrow night, you'll get in my drawing Friday morning. So definitely keep track of those. Join my group so that way you can see the challenges and get chances to win prizes and all that. So thanks for watching. I can't wait to show you my completed page. I like where it's going so far. So I hope you guys have a great morning and have a great rest of your day. Happy Halloween.